Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 6th of October 2022. And oh dear, they're at it again. They really are at it again. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to do one of those over the shoulder screenshot type videos. I haven't done one of those for quite a long time, but I've got a few things to show you on screen, or a couple of things, so we'll go there in a minute. But before I do that, I will hold my hand up to making a mistake. A couple of days ago, I said that a certain film had been taken down from this platform. I was wrong on that. A couple of subscribers, or quite a few viewers, have said no, it's still up, and sure enough, I checked it out, and as of me making this video now, it is still there. So here we go. We can see on my screen here that this film here is still on this platform as of 17:28 on Thursday the 6th of October, which is what the time and date is now. So if you're quick, hopefully you'll be able to go and see this on here, and I'll put the link to this in the description box and the comment section below. So let's go on to a couple of other things I want to show you before the main thing. So I've got Nikki, a viewer, regular viewer, to thank for the heads up on this one, the latest by Thomas Sheridan. And again, I'll leave a link to this in the description box and comment section below. It is something very weird indeed. I won't say any more than that. Just watch the video and comment as appropriate in the comment section below. But it may well tie in to the last thing I'm going to talk about in a minute, which is, well, you wonder why they're still coming at what they're coming from when you've got stuff like this happening as well. But more on that in a minute. So here we go. This is another recommendation from regular viewer Anne this time. So thanks, Anne, for this one. I'd never heard of this channel before, Robert Murray Smith, and he's kind of this madcap scientific workshop type of guy who makes all sorts of different things. And I don't know why I haven't heard of this channel, because it's the sort of thing that's right up my street. And in this one, 1702 homemade heater, he talks about a methanol heater that you can make at home, tells you all about it, how to do it, and it's a really worthwhile one to kind of watch if you're interested in some cheap but very effective heating this winter, which, let's face it, we all are. So Robert Murray Smith, as you can see, I've subscribed myself, so he's well worth a watch. I've only seen this one so far, just quickly over breakfast this morning, but can't wait to see more of his stuff. And I'm going to give this heater thing here a go myself. I'm going to see if I can go out and make one. So I came across this in my Telegram feed, and this is the one where I literally thought it was something from about a year ago and someone had got their wires crossed. But as we can see down here under this red bit, it's literally from yesterday, Wednesday, October the 5th, 2022. And look at the disgusting headline. Here we go. We're sort of back on this same old tired narrative. Cases soaring. We need to bring in sort of measures possibly, and maybe mandates. So honestly, I was hoping we weren't going to see this sort of kind of nonsense. But let's just go through it and just show you how ridiculous this is. So we start off up here. Daily symptomatic lurgy cases have doubled in just over a month. At least there is a positive there. They're only reporting on the symptomatic ones rather than the other ones that start with A. So I guess we're making a bit of progress there. So that little bit of ridiculousness has sort of disappeared. But I don't know. Who's to say that 200,000 recorded cases isn't a kind of a regular thing anyway? Because after all, we didn't have a particularly great September in the UK this year. It was pretty chilly, pretty murky, wet, and it really felt like autumn had come early. So who's to say that it's nothing out of the ordinary? After all, my mum has had a cold very recently, and Lorraine has currently got one. So it's that season, isn't it? Here we go. He warned that the new wave is affecting older people earlier, because of that rubbish September we had, and the scarier that starts with O becomes immune evasive. There could be real problems in the winter. Yeah, like every winter. Mr. Spectre. Is that really a name? His name? Mr. Spectre. Dear, oh dear. Yeah, right. It's clear we're now seeing an autumn wave of the lurgy. We're already at rates last seen in the June wave. So, okay, we had summer colds and now we've got winter colds, is what that means. I never thought I'd be a translator here, did you? Sort of, because I'm basically translating the nonsense they're spewing here for common sense, I'd say. And with rates on the rise, especially in the vulnerable elderly age groups, the impact on hospitalisations could be higher. Yeah, like every year. So we then come on to this horrible thing that they were doing quite a bit last autumn. I was hoping we wouldn't see it. They're doing a poll. Should the roosters be mandatory this winter as lurgy cases soar? So again, that last bit's totally unnecessary, and it's kind of there to try and sway people over to a yes answer, I'd say. So that is badly worded. It's not neutral whatsoever. And obviously I have put a no there, as many of us on our side of things are. Now, I know some people are going to say, Tim, why are you even engaging with this nonsense? I know a lot of viewers will think that. Well, you've got to regard these people as the enemy, and you've got to sort of send out scouts to see what the enemy are up to and what they're planning and what their next thing is going to be. So that is how I regard this. And also, if there's too many yeses, that's going to give the government a green light to bring in all sorts of horrendousness this winter. So if a lot of people just vote no here, it's going to nip the whole thing in the bud. So that's kind of my take on this. So not telling anyone else what they should do, but that's what I've done. And let's go on a little bit further down this article, because it is ridiculous. And then this is the bizarre thing. University of Warwick lurgiologist Professor Lawrence Young also warned that the UK is blind to the behaviour of new scariants due to low testing. He said, we've really taken our eye off the ball with lurgy tests. People are going to get various infections over the winter, but won't know what they are because free tests aren't available. Thank heavens. It's going to be a problem. Why is it going to be a problem? Because surely this is what we had up to and including 3 years ago, and every other year before that. People would get things and not test for them and not know what they had, apart from a vague thing that they've had a cold, or maybe the Foxtrot Lima uniform. So this is a crazy one. This bloke, November Hotel Sierra director of V's, the organisation is leaving no stone unturned to stop the potential twindemic. Oh yeah, let's make it sound really scary. And then he goes on to say, the whole programme campaign is well underway to combat lower than usual levels of immunity to the FLU due to quieter FLU seasons over the pandemic. Yeah, that's because that particular illness was rebranded, wasn't it? I don't think it was quieter. I think it was just because it went away because of the rebranding that went on, don't you? And then here we go. We're sort of. So, what do you think? Should they be mandatory? No, nothing like that should be mandatory. And anyone even suggesting it or pushing the idea, I would suggest a seat at Nuremberg 2 might be in order, and not a ringside seat either, but in the sort of defendants area. So, just to kind of wrap that up, one thing that jumps out at me, well, there's a couple of things, of course, but in one part of that article, they were lamenting the fact that there's not nearly so much testing going on, thank heavens, but then they're talking about cases of the lurgy soaring. Well, if you're not testing, how do you know that it's the lurgy and not just common colds and common Foxtrot Lima uniform? Well, I'd argue that you can't even tell even if you do the bloody things, but you certainly can't tell if you're not doing any kind of proper testing whatsoever. So how do we know that it's a lurgy and not just common colds, etc.? Because like I say, Lorraine's got a cold at the moment, my mum's got a cold. I think I was coming down with, well, I felt like I was coming down with something a day or two ago, but I kind of threw it off, thankfully. And as we've had a poor September, early autumn really here, I think it's inevitable that people are getting seasonal ailments, shall we say. So absolutely ridiculous and absolutely disgusting. I can't believe we're back to this thing of having polls to see if we should have mandatory sort of those. Absolutely disgusted by that article, and the Express needs to be given a good old kick in the ghoulies, metaphorically speaking. And like I say, I've done a little bit of that on my part by putting a big fat no on that poll. I'm sure many other people will be as well, but you know, we really need to be on the guard for this, because this is an enemy probe, isn't it? I've never been a soldier, but I know people who watch me are or have been ex-soldiers, and you know, I do know from documentaries and stuff about a little bit of military stuff, and I know that enemy forces sort of probe your defences to see what they can get away with, I guess, and that is exactly what is going on here. So we need to send them packing. So I'll leave it there. Be back tomorrow. Tim from Fairplay Now. Thanks for watching.